Hello class, this is Mr. Castillo. In today's video, we are going to review section B from lessons 6 through 11 of unit 4. Okay, so the first skill that we want to review is to write numbers in expanded form and in word form. So, to show you an understanding of expanded form, I want to show you the numbers using a place value chart. Okay, so let's say that we're going to do the number 325. So let's put the number here, 325. So 325. So notice we have the ones, the tens, and the hundreds place. So because this 3 is in the hundreds place, this 3 is really 300. Because this 2 is in the tens place, this 2 is 20. Because this 5 is in the ones place, it's just 5. So expanded form means that we expanded this number like this, 300 plus 20 plus 5. So it will look like this, the expanded form. So it will look like 325 equals 300 plus 20 plus 5. That's how it will look. So this is the expanded form. Now, if we're going to write this in word form, well, it's very simple. Just write it out in words. So you write it out in words like this. $325 All right, I hope I spelled it right. Okay, 325. So word form, expanded form, and this is, of course, is the standard form. Let me show you another example. Let's say we have a number like, let's go up to the 10,000th place. Let's say we have a number like 52,320. Okay, so 52,320. So of course in word form, this would be exactly that, how it sounds. You write out 52,320. I'm not going to write it out for you here for the sake of time, but I'm sure that you can write that out in words. Just spell it out. 52,320. So that is in word form. So right now, right here, this is called standard form, standard notation. So now we're going to make it into expanded notation or expanded form by understanding each digit's place value. So again, this is the ones place, tens place, hundreds place, thousands place, 10,000s place. So because this 5 is in the 10,000s place, this is not really 5, but it's actually 50,000. So 5 times 10,000, because 10,000s place, you got 5 of them. So this is 50,000 plus this 2 is in the thousands place, so it's 2,000 plus this 3 is in the hundreds place, so this is 300. This 2 is in the tens place, so that's 20. And we have 0, 1, so we don't have to worry about that. So this is the expanded form of 52,000. So we can say like this. We can say that 52,320 equals 50,000 plus 2,000 plus 300 plus 20. All right, very good. And of course, I'm sure you can write it out in word form too. Okay, let me show you one last example here. Let's say you have the number. Let's do the number. Let's do a really big number. Let's do the number 700,042 700,042 75. Okay. So 742,075. Okay, so in word form this would be I don't think I will have enough space to write it out in word form, but you could just write it out. Let me show you over here. So this is the number 742,000 and forgot the number. And 742,075. Okay. All right. So 742,075. So we can write this out in word form and in expanded form. So you write it out. 742,075. Okay. So now you have to write it out in expanded form. So how do you do that? You need to remember your place values. So remember, you start over here all the way to your right. This is your ones place, tens place, hundreds place, 1,000s place, 10,000s place, 100,000s place. So you have to remember 1, 10, 100, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. So if you know your place value, then this will be very easy. So again, let's go back to the place value chart. And we can write this number in the place value chart. So 742,075. So again, this 7 is in the 100,000s place. So this is actually 700,000. This 4 is in the 10,000s place. So it's 40,000. This 2 is in the thousands place. So it's actually 2,000. There are no hundreds, but there are 7 tens. So that's 700. And we have 5 ones. So in expanded form, we have 742,075 in expanded form is 700,000 plus 40,000 plus 2,000 plus 700 plus 5. Okay, so this is the standard, the expanded notation. This is the standard notation here. All right, so if you get stuck here, just make a place value chart and insert the digits into the place value chart. So again, you write it out in words and also you write it out in expanded notation. Okay, let's look at the next skill now. Identify the value of each digit in a multi-digit numbers. Okay, so in multi-digit numbers is what I meant here. Okay, so let's say we have a number. Let's say this number is I don't know, let's say 45,000. 45,000. And I ask you, identify the value of the 4 in 45,000. What is the value of the 4? What is the value of this 4? And how can we figure it out? Well, again, we have to use our knowledge of place value. Remember, this is the ones place, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. So we know that this is the 10,000s place. So because this is the 10,000s place, so you have 4 times 10,000 because this is the 10,000s place. So the value of this 4 is not really 4. It's actually 40,000. It's actually 40,000. So going back to our place value chart over here. So let's say we have a number like 652,000. And I ask you, what is the value of this 5 over here? What is the value of this 5? And you can see that it's in the 10,000s place. And because it's in the 10,000s place, this is not really a 5, but it's actually 50,000. Because you have 10,000 5 times. Okay, you got 10,000 5 times. 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000 plus 10,000. Okay, and that gives you 50,000. Let's say I ask you, let's say I have a number like this. Oops. Let's say I have a number like 896,200. 896,200. And I ask you, what is the value of the 6 in this number? Or tell me the number where the value of the 6 is 6,000. Well, this will be the number. Because indeed the value of the 6 is 6,000. Why? Because it's in the thousands place. Well, what is the value of this 8 here? Well, the value of this 8 is, because it's in the 100,000s place, the value of this 8 is 800,000. So that's the value of this 8, 800,000. The value of this 6, it's 6,000 because it's in the thousands place. So in exams, you get questions like, select all the numbers in which the value of this digit is this amount. And you have to understand your place values. So what is the value of the digits that you have there? So let's say I ask you a question like this. Let's say I ask you, write a number. Let's say I ask you this question. Hold on, wait. Okay, so we are trying to identify the value of each digit in multi-digit numbers. So let's say that I asked you, hold on, let me erase this. Okay. Let's say that I ask you this question. Tell me a number where, I'm just making up this question on the fly here. So tell me a number where the value of the, let's make up a number, let's say 2, of the 2 is 2,000. So just let's discover a number where the value of the 2 is 2,000. Okay. So that means that that whatever number you write has to have a 2 in the thousands place, because that's the only way where the 2 is going to be 2,000. Because if the 2 is in the 10,000s place, then that's going to be 20,000. But I'm looking where the value of the 2 is 2,000. So if we're going to write that number, then let's say that would be 2 over here in the thousands place. And let's say we're going to put here 1, 2, 3. And let's say over here we have, let's add another number on this side here. Let's add a 7. So here we have 72,123. Well, this number is valid because the value of this 2 right here is exactly 2,000. Why is this 2,000? Because it's in the thousands place. Remember, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. Okay, let's look at the next scale that we're going to need to be successful in section B. Understand that in multi-digit numbers, the value of the digit in one place represents 10 times what it represents to the right. What do we mean by this? Let's look at our place value chart again. Again, the key to all of this is your place value chart. If you remember your place values, then you should have no trouble. All right, so let's look at the place value chart. And let's write some numbers in here. Let's say we're going to write the number, let's write the number 7. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. All right. So this 7, because it's in the ones place, is worth 1. This 7, because it's in the tens place, it's worth 70. All right. So this is worth, it's in the ones place, it's 7. This one is in the hundreds place, so it's 700. This one is in the thousands place, so it's 7,000. That's the value of this 7 in the thousands place. The value of a 7 in the 10,000s place is 70,000. The value of a 7 in the 100,000s place is 700,000. The value of a 7 in the millions place is going to be 7 million. Okay. So, again, we have to understand that as we move, for example, we compare the value of this 7 to the number on its right, and we can see that this number is 10 times greater than this one. So we can see how this number just means 7 times 10. So as we move to the left, it's multiplying by 10. Let me show you a different color. So as we move to the left, this is multiplying times 10. So for example, the value of the 7 in the hundreds place is 10 times the value of the 7 in the tens place, because 70 times 10 is going to give us 700. So again, times 10. The same thing over here. The value of the 7 in the thousands place is 10 times greater than the value of the 7 in the hundreds place. So times 10 again, and so on. So for example, the value of the 7 in the 100,000s place, which is 700,000, is 10 times greater than the value of the 7 to its right over here, because over here is 70,000. So if we will write an equation for this, it will be that 700,000 equals 70,000, but times 10. And anything times 10, just add a 0. That's why you see the extra 0 in this one, to make 700,000. So again, understand that in multi-digit numbers, the value of the digit in one place represents 10 times what it represents to the right. So let's say you have a number like 234,000 500. 234,500. Okay. And I tell you, and let's say that I'm going to ask you, and I tell you, and I ask you, write a number, and I ask you, write a number where the value of the 4 is 10 times the value. Okay, I'm writing really fast. So the value of the 4 in this number, in 234,500. Okay, so again, this is the question that we just created. Write a number where the value of the 4 is 10 times the value of the 4 in 234,500. So let's look at the value of the 4 here. Okay, the value of the 4 here is 4,000, right? So how can this be 10 times its value? And remember, like we saw in the place value chart over here, that as we move to the left, anytime a digit moves to the left on the place value chart, it increases 10 times. So this tells me that any number that where the 4 is no longer in this position in the thousands place, but it's in the 10,000s place, any number that I come up with where this 4 is in one more position to the left, and here I can put any number. Let's say I put the 3 over here now, and the 2, now I put it over here. And I keep this the same. Look what I did. The 4, I put it in this position. So now this number, 243,500, the value of this 4 is 10 times the value of this 4. Why? Because it's in a different place value position. This 4 is in the 10,000s place. So the value of this 4 is 40,000, while the value of this 4 is 4,000. So I hope everybody was able to understand. Okay, I think that's pretty much it of the most important skills that you need to know for section B.